want to show you all the different ways that you can trigger. Monitors in Avenue. So the first way is using SQL, and you can do it with a SQL editor or a visual query editor. I'll show you both ways. I'm going to start with the SQL one. So I am querying our production database. I always forget the from. And here you can see I have standard SQL output. I need to select my grain or the column that I want to trigger the monitor off of. In this case, because I'm creating a monitor for new users, the unique grain is going to be the email. From here, I can either do an event monitor or a report monitor. An event monitor alerts you when there are changes to your underlying data, be that a new row or a change in a particular cell. And you can check for alerts at whatever cadence you want, at whatever time. If I choose a report monitor, what this is doing is giving me a report of my data on a set schedule. This is something that's helpful if you're looking at a particular metric. Take, for instance, conversion rate. You want to know once a week on Fridays what it is. You could come in here and select, on Friday, send me that number. So I now want to show you what the data triggered monitor looks like using the visual query editor. So what this means is you can query from something like Snowflake without having to write SQL. So I'm going to come in here and select visual editor. I'm still using an event monitor. And I'm going to do the same thing I did in the previous window, but instead of using SQL, I'm just going to pull in the table that I want, which is this users table. And I'm going to select all columns and I'm going to run it. Ta-da! I now have the same output as I had before without having to do any SQL. And here's what it looks like. And I'm going to continue and set up my monitor in the same way that I did before. The next monitor I want to show you is triggered by a form being filled out. So what you can do is you create your custom form in Avenue, and you can trigger this form from either Avenue or other destinations like Slack. So I select my form, which is called field issue. And these are all the fields that get filled out when that form gets triggered. And over in my ticket body, what I can do is pull in information from the form. So, issue type, employee name, etc. You can also trigger a monitor from a webhook. Come in here, and all you need to do is add the webhook URL. And again, you can dynamically pull in the fields over here. Last monitor I want to show you is triggered when there is either a reaction or a new message in Slack. So here what you see is that a workflow gets triggered when a ticket emoji is added to a thread in any of the Slack channels below. So I'm picking my testing workspace, and I'm going to pick a random channel called random. And same thing, from here I can fill out my ticket body with the underlying fields.